Hey there and welcome to my new tutorial. My name is Taylor and today we are going to learn how to integrate the AI SDK React Server Components package by Vercel. And you can find out more by going to the sdk.vercel.ai docs and you can see these modules here. This is going to allow us to use function calling to stream a user interface all within the server. So you'll see some unusual code where we will be using React Server components in the server actions, and we'll be returning components from the server actions. So we're streaming them into the user interface. And this is a really handy way of implementing deterministic outputs so that we can show different user interfaces based on natural language input. And it will choose which function to call based on the input. So for example, let's first of all start with hello, what can you do? And you can see there we got a message back and it says, I can help you to get the prices of stats of various cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to say, get me the price of Solana. And there we go, we got the price of Solana, which is currently 161, and that is on June the 9th. And then if we do get me the market cap of Doge. And there we go, we have the various stats for Doge. As you can see, there's two different components here, and these have been generated using natural language. And the possibilities that this brings are endless, really. With function calling, you can create many functions, and based on the user's input, you can ask the chat LLM to pick which function to call, and then it will generate a set of outputs that you can then use to return a specific component. And for this, what we're doing is we're taking in the symbol, and then we're using that symbol to fire off an API request to Binance to return the price. And similarly, for getting the market cap, we are firing off a request to CoinMarketCap and getting all the stats from there. So those are two different things and showing two different kind of outputs. And then we can say, what color is grass? And it says, I'm a demo, cannot help with that. However, I can assist with cryptocurrency prices and stats. And that is because we've set a system message that the LLM adheres to, and it makes the outputs more deterministic. Hopefully, by the end of this tutorial, you'll have learned the kind of foundational elements for building something like this yourself. Please feel free to leave any comments, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Okay, we are going to start by installing Bun, which is our alternative to Node.js. You'll have to have this on your system, so go to bun.sh and install this on your system. Then we can use commands like bunx to create next app latest. This is from NextJS, so create next app. You can find documentation here, and we're going to use bun create next app latest. We'll call this AI RSC. Yes, we'd like TypeScript. We don't want to use ESLint as we're going to use an alternative called BiomeJS. We do want Tailwind, we do want a source directory, and we do want the app router, and we do not want to customize our import alias. So let's just open this project, code-r AI-rsc. That's it open. We can run pdev. P is actually something I've set up in my ZSH. So you would run bundev here. It is just a shortcut that I've set up, a function that maps to the package manager that I've installed. If I've installed Yarn in my project or NPM, it will just find what lock file I have. As you can see, we have a bun lock file, and based on the lock file, it will choose the command to run. In this case, it is bun. So bundev to get started. If we go to localhost 3000, you can see we are on our NextJS app. Next, we want to run bunx at BiomeJS init. You can see that has brought in a biome.json file. You'll have to install the BiomeJS extension here, which will allow us to format our code. This is an alternative to ESLint and Prettier, which the configuration for those two packages can become very convoluted and confusing. So we use BiomeJS in this project. You can customize the rules here, and I can show you how that looks. So we could do, let's say, style, and we can choose such as no useless else, and we can choose that to be off, for example, but we're going to leave that as just recommended true. I want to configure our JSON to this, and that's good. So now let's install bunx shad UI init. Shad UI at latest init. We're going to choose the default slate, and we'd like to use CSS variables. Yeah. And you can see that has updated our Tailwind file with this extension. But for now, we can just remove all of this unnecessary. The content will look at the directory for all the Tailwind styles. And in this case, we have a globals.css file here. Let's save that. And we can bring that back. So we've got our globals file. We are looking into that source directory and we're saying, if it's in here, use it. So let me just start the project again, refresh the page. There we go, it's kind of cleared our styling because it's overwritten that. Let's have a look in our package.json file. Tailwind animate, we don't need that. So let's just remove it from the Tailwind plugins and remove it from our package.json. So p remove. Whenever I use p, you should be using bun unless you have something set up similarly. Next, let's continue with our package.json. So these files, these packages were installed by ShadCN, that is CLSX, Lucid, and Tailwind merge. So you'll see the Shad UI installed this utils. This class names function allows us to combine conditional logic with Tailwind classes. And then we have a components directory which is empty at the moment. This is where ShadCN will put our reusable components. So if we go to ShadCN UI, you'll see this is beautifully designed components and they're all kind of customizable. And if you see here, this is not a component library, it's a collection of reusable components that you can copy and paste into your apps. So we can reuse these components, and if we go to the components here, you can see all of these components such as input, so a standard input, and various other components which we can reuse throughout our project. Now let's continue removing stuff like the icon, we don't need that. The images that are set up by NextJS, let's get rid of that. And is there anything else? No. So we will need a .env.local. We can set up our environment variables now. We'll want to install at t3oss/env-nextjs. This package this one here. And that allows us to create a env.mjs file. And you can see what we can do here is we can define our schema. So if we import create env from that, and we can just copy this. We also need to install Zod. We add Zod, and we will also need add Zod to JSON. We'll need that package a bit later. And then we can just copy this file. And you can see here we've got database URL, OpenAI API key. We won't need the database URL. I don't think we need any client-side environment variables. And then we're just getting them from the process. So let's keep this one and this. That allows us to access our environment variables using this env variable throughout our application. So if I open our page, and you can see our page, if we go to here, refresh that, we can just remove all of this. So that's everything removed. Now if I import env, I go import env from /env.mjs, or actually let's add this to our tsconfig at /env, and that will be /env.mjs. So now if I just change that to @env, you'll see we've imported our environment variable from here, or sorry, our variable from here, and then we can use .OpenAI API key. Obviously you would not do this in a production environment, but let's do OpenAI API equals env.OpenAI API key, and then just paste that into here. Type unknown is not assignable to type React Node. Okay, let's have a look. Zod is not defined server. Obviously this is probably happening because we need to add it. Let's just do example. And let's do z.string. And we can do example process.env.example. And then let's add that to our .env.local. Example equals this is some example environment variable. Let's quit that and just change that. Oh, actually, one thing I forgot is we need to do next public here. Any client-side environment variable has a prefix of next public. And then let's go back to our .env.local, add the prefix, run the server, and then let's change this to env.next public example, and then just do example like that. Let's try and debug this. Type unknown is not assignable to type. The expected type of children, which is declared here. We're in the page. I think I know what's happening. We're not supposed to be rendering out environment variables. Let's have a look. Example equals env.next public example. Let's just put anything here like that and console log it. We should see it in the console. And we also need to add the OpenAI key. Like that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rerun the server, refresh it, and we're still getting the same error. It's because we haven't imported SOD. Okay, managed to fix that silly error, and now we can just show that that is here. This is something that's coming from the client. You could actually have server-side environment variables here as well because it's a server component. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, let's take a look at our package.json and add some files or packages that we need to install. So for this project, we are going to be using these two important packages, which are AI and @AI SDK /OpenAI. And the AI package allows us to import something from AI /RSC, which are React server components, to be used in server actions and server components. Next, we're going to install the Binance package. And then for some styling packages, we will add p-add date functions, React intersection observer, we will also add React text area auto size and React hook form. And these packages, React text area auto size, just allows you to create a text area which automatically sizes itself when you type in it for the chat element that we're going to be building. The intersection observer allows us to style the chat element, so it's like a scroll anchor for our chat input. And then React hook form is for setting up our validation for our chat input. And we also want to include hook form /resolvers, which allows us to use a ZOD schema to validate our React hook form component inputs. And that should pretty much be it for our project to get up and running. Now that we've got our packages, we can start by going to our page and just removing this environment variable because we would not want that being sent to the browser. And let's go into our layout. And start by updating the title. We'll call this crypto chatbot. And then the description is going to be get crypto prices, market stats, and chat with AI about cryptocurrency. This is our root layout, and we don't really need to change much here other than we need to wrap this entire HTML element in what is called the AI kind of state. And to do that, we're going to create a new actions file. And what we want to do is we want to give this a use server directive to say that this is a server action. And we want to start by export const AI equals create AI, and that's coming from React Server Components AI package. And then we'll have an initial state for the AI and an initial state for the UI. And then finally, we're going to have our actions here, and this is where we're going to be putting our actions, our server actions. So if we go to the documentation and we go to AI RSC, we go back here. In fact, I think I have it here. Oh, no, let's just go back to the documentation, AI RSC. And let's have a look. So we've got this overview. Allow you to write a UI that can be rendered on the server and streamed to the client. This allows language model generations and UI updates to be done from the server, making it easier to work with them in the same place and keep them in sync. And so you've got this module here, AI and UI states. And there is a recurring pattern of having a state for the language model on the server and a state for the UI on the client. However, it can get tricky to manage these two states separately and keep them in sync. For example, in a chat application, the AI state is usually the conversation history, the messages, between the user and the assistant. The LLM reads this history so it can generate the next message. This value is also the source of truth for the current application state. On the client side, the UI state is the list of actual UI elements that are displayed to the user. In traditional text-based chat applications, the displayed UI elements are just plain text. They are identical to the conversation history passed to the AI. However, with generative AI, what is presented to the user can be more complex, dynamic, and hybrid than just plain text. This is where the AI and UI states can diverge. The RSC API gives you the ability to manage these two states separately while providing a way to keep them in sync between your database server and client. So AI contains the context that the language model needs to read. For chat app, the AI state is generally a conversation history between the user and the assistant. In practice, it can also be used to store the values and the meta information such as created at for each message and chat ID for each conversation. The AI state can be access modified both on the server and on the client. The UI state contains the generated UI and other information for the client of the application that is displayed to the user. It is a fully client-side state similar to use state that can store anything from JS values to React elements. It can be accessed on the server side. So you can see here we've got this create AI function, and we're actually going to create these ourselves with some slight differences. So let's export type AI state equals array. And then let's do the same for export type UI state equals array. Now in the AI state, we're going to have an ID, which is going to be optional. It's going to be number. We're going to have a name, and we're going to have two actions. The name is the name of the action or the tool or the function that we're going to call. This is optional because we might not be calling a tool or a function. We're going to call this one get crypto price, and we're going to call the other one get crypto stats. So those are the names of the functions that we could call. Then we're going to have a role, and the role is either going to be user, assistant, or system. These are just roles for the AI, so it's either going to be the system, which will be the initialized state of the AI state, and then the user or the assistant, that is, user is obviously your input, and then the assistant is the assistant that's in the chatbot or LLM state. And then we're going to have content. Content is actually what we pass back to the client as a string. So that would be like text and stuff like that. What we'll do now is create the ID here again. And we're going to have a role of user or assistant. We don't need system here because on the browser or in the client, we only have either user or assistant state displaying on the browser. Then we're going to have a display. And a display is a React node, because what that does is, oh, why are we getting this? React node, here we go. And the display is the React component that we're going to stream to the user interface. And then an important thing is to have the tool invocations, which is actually specific to the AI package that we're using. Invocations, we're going to have that as an array. Let's have a look. Why is this not tool invocation? Let me see. That should be coming from, actually no, that is coming from import tool invocation from AI. And that is a type from the AI package. What this is it's a history of the tool invocations. So each time you send a message to the LLM, it will record that message and you'll maybe fire off a tool invocation or a function. And tool invocations are either tool calls or tool results. For each assistant tool call, there is one tool invocation. While the call is in progress, the invocation is a tool call. Once the call is complete, the invocation is a tool result. And so that's what these are. This is provided by the AI package from here. However, in OpenAI's kind of API, you would use tool calls like that, and it would be something similar. Now that we've got our AI, we can actually wrap our layout in this. So let's import it from our action, and then wrap our layout. So that is the provider, the AI provider. Next, we're going to create our action. Oh, one thing before I forget is we're going to do this as AI state and as UI state. We just want to infer those types here or cast those types here. And then we're going to do export const send message equals, and we're just going to create a server action that is async like that. And then that is going to be our action. Next, what we want to do is create some content. And the content is going to be the initial system message. So this is the system message we send to the LLM to instantiate it. This gives the LLM the context of the tool calling for the tool calling. So let's go ahead and create this. In fact, it doesn't need to be, in fact, let's make it that. And then let's just do this. So you are a crypto bot and you can help users get the prices of cryptocurrencies. Full stop. In fact, let's just move this across. Messages inside means that it's a UI element or a user event. For example, price of BTC equals 696969 means that the interface of the cryptocurrency price of BTC is shown to the user. Similarly, stats of BTC equals, or let's just do stats of BTC, means that the interface of the cryptocurrency stats of BTC is shown to the user. If the user wants the price, call get crypto price. So this is where we're basically telling the LLM to show the price based on the function that we want to call. If the user wants the market cap or stats of a given cryptocurrency, call get crypto stats to show the stats. If the user wants a stock price, it is an impossible task, so you should respond that you are a demo and cannot do that. If the user wants anything else unrelated to the function calls, let's just copy these. You should respond, well, actually let's just say if the user wants anything else unrelated to function calls, you should chat with them. Anything else, answer any questions they may have that are unrelated to cryptocurrency. Actually, let's just go. Yeah, you should chat with the user. Answer any questions they may have. Yeah, I think that's good. So we've said you're a bot, you help users to get the let's just do, besides that, you can also chat. Let's just say that, okay. Cool, we've got our content, we've got our send message action, and we're wrapping our entire application in the AI state. So we've got this here, and now we have an empty page. So let's start by opening up this empty page, creating a div. We're going to want to add some class names to this div. Let's do PB 200px, PT4, ND, PT10. Okay, let's just have a look. See if we're all good. Okay, we can see hello there. So the next thing to do is to create some components. So let's go into our components directory and let's create a chat list or chat list.tsx. So our chat list is going to be messages effectively that we show. So if we export function chat list, we bring in some messages, and the messages are going to be, let's just do messages props, interface messages props, messages interface messages props is going to be messages, and then this is going to be UI state. Okay. Now we want to return a div with a class name of relative mxauto max width 2xl px4, and then we're going to just map over the messages. Messages dot map message index. Let's just wrap that, and then return the div. We're going to have key equals. Let's have a look at message dot id and a class name of pb4 for. Then we're going to just do message.display. So you remember in our actions file we had this display, that's a React node, and that's what we're displaying here. So get rid of that index actually. So yeah, the messages is the UI state, and we're mapping over it, and actually we want to add some conditional logic with if no messages.length just return null. In fact, let's do that. Okay, so now we can add chat list component, and then messages for now can be an empty array. Next, we were going to build our chat kind of scroll anchor, where what we want to see is, you want the messages at the top, and they want to be like a list, and then at the bottom you want your input, and you want to kind of anchor that to the bottom. We're going to do that by using the chat scroll anchor, and I'm going to create this component chat scroll anchor. We're going to give this a use client because we are going to import use at bottom from our hooks, and we want to do /lib /use at bottom, and we want to create this hook. So we're going to just add it here, use at bottom. So we're going to export a function use at bottom. We're going to give it an offset of 0. Const is at bottom, set is at bottom equals use state. And we're going to give that default state of false. And we're going to have a use effect and open up that use effect. We're going to pass in the offset as the parameter, which will basically make it re-render when offset changes. And then we're going to have const handle scroll equals set is at bottom. And since we're in a use effect, we can get access to the window object, and we're going to get inner height plus window.scrollY is more than or equal to document.body.offset height minus our offset. A little bit of math there. Now we're going to go window.addEventListener scroll. We're going to put in the handle scroll function we just created, and then we're going to make it passive. And then we'll do a little cleanup function. Window.removeEventListener scroll handle scroll. So this is our use at bottom. Now what we need to do is return is at bottom, which is a boolean. And what that will do is when the chat goes below the input at the bottom, so if you can imagine ChatGPT, there's an input at the bottom and then there's content and it keeps going down. This will basically just force that message input to stay at the bottom. Okay, so if you've got this, let's see if this now, yeah. Now let's quickly see what's going on here. We've got our chat scroll anchor. Let's just export function chat scroll anchor for now. And then use at bottom, let's just const is at bottom equals use at bottom. And import that here. Oh, me being an idiot. There we go. Let's just return null. Now we want to import use in view from React intersection observer, one of the packages we installed. And the next thing we do is const ref entry in view equals use in view. Then we give that track visibility to false, delay 100, root margin, we'll give that a root margin of 0px, 0px, minus 50px, and a 0px. Let's just return this div ref equals ref class name. We're going to have hpx and w full, and we can just close that self-closing tag. Now let me just show you something. If I do h1 here and I say this is the anchor content, okay, so now we've got this anchor content. We can actually set this to true, set the track visibility true. Now we've got this anchor content, we want to create a use effect. And we want to say if is at bottom and track visibility. In fact, I forgot to import track visibility. Track visibility equals true. Alright. Actually, we can just make this a const up here. Const track visibility equals true. Move that. and in view. Then we want to use our entry, which is from use in view, dot target, dot scroll into view. And then we'll have block start. This needs to have in view, entry is at bottom, and track visibility. And we've got this hook specifies more dependencies than necessary. Which one is it? This one, since it's a constant? Yeah. Now let's go back to our page and start by creating the chat components or chat component. So let's call this a div, and we're going to have a class name equals that. And then let's just bring in a form element. And the form element is going to have a ref. And it's also going to have, in fact, let's call this form ref. It's also going to have an onSubmit function. And so what we need to do here, because this form is going to be using React hook form, we are going to create a form which is going to be use form from React hook form. And by the way, this page is also going to be use client since we're using hooks, but we can break it out later. So use form, so let me import use form from React hook form. And then let's create a form.handle submit, and that is going to be an onSubmit handler, which we're going to create later. Const onSubmit equals this, like that. For the form ref, we need to create the ability for the user to press enter. And so we're going to have to create a new hook for that, which is going to be use enter submit. This is a hook export function, use enter submit, and it's going to return form ref, which is going to be a ref object, and that's going to have a form element, HTML form element in it, and also on key down event, and that's going to be a react.keyboard event with a HTML text area element in it, like that, and it's going to return void. Okay, so let's return those two things. So return form ref on key down. Okay, well, now let's create those. So form ref equals use ref, and that's going to have null inside it for now, but in order to make sure we have type safety, we're going to make this HTML form element, and then we're going to also create the handle key down function, and we're going to actually take in, or sorry, on key down function, on key down. We're going to take in a event react.keyboard event, and that's going to be the HTML text element, like this, text area element. Cool. Actually, that returns nothing, so let's copy that. So what do we do in here? We do an if statement, and we do if event.key is equal to enter. So that's the user pressing the enter key, and there's no event.shift key and no event.native event.is composing. Then we do formRef.current.request submit. So that submits the form when the user presses enter, and we do event.prevent default to prevent the default stuff from happening. Save that, formats it. Now we've got this hook, we can go back into here and we can do const formRef equals use enter submit. And then we can also get the on key down from here as well. On key down. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a div inside here for styling. And if I just show you, let's do h1, hello, this is a chat box. Let's just do class name equals relative flex call w full overflow hidden max height is going to be 60, and then grow bg background sm rounded md border. So you can see we're starting to get some style here. Inside this we're going to have the text area, and we want to import that from import text area auto size from React text area auto size. So we actually want to use this component here. This is going to be our module, and we can give this a tab index of 0 to stop people tabbing into it. And then on key down, we're going to give it that on key down function that we created earlier when people press enter. And then we're going to do placeholder equals send a message. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's get rid of this. Let's just remove the full stop. Give this a class name, style it, min height, let's do 60px, w full, resize none, bg transparent, pl4, pr16, py 1.3 rem. Focus within, outline none, sm text sm. Cool, that's looking a bit more like a chat component now. I'm going to give this autofocus, spell check, false, autocomplete is going to be off, autocorrect will be off, and we're going to just give it one row. Now we want to use React hook form to register this component and to submit the content within this form or within this text area to the onSubmit handler. So if we just do data, let's just do any for now, and then we console.log data, and we go back here. What we want to do is we want to do ... So we're spreading this, and we want to take this form from React hook form, and we want to form.register, and then we want to give it a name, and the name is message. And so you'll see if we go to our console, or our developer console here, you'll see this data. When I put in a message, so something cool here, and I press enter, you can see you get this data message. And so that's coming from the form.register. If I was to remove that, and then I just press enter, oh, I still get it, so let's just refresh. Something cool here, press enter. You can see I'm not getting anything now because I haven't registered the input. And so this text area auto size, why is it good? Because we can just copy paste that, and you can see it's resizing like that. Next, we're going to add a button, and we'll give it a class name. We'll give the wrapper a class name of absolute right 0 top 4 and sm right 4. So we've got a little wrapper. Now what we need to do is we need to get out of our server here, stop our server, and we need to import the ShadCN. So we need to do bunx ShadCN UI add button. You can see what that's done is it's gone into our UI folder, components UI, and it's given us this button. And this is really helpful. It's a reusable component, and now we can just go button, so it's coming from there, and we can put, let's just do a span of send message, and this can be screen reader only, so class name equals sr only. And then what we want to do is add an arrow down icon, and give that a class name of w5h5, like that. This should come from Lucid React, like that. Okay, let's see, is that coming? Oh, need to turn it on first. Nice, we've got our button here. So the button is going to be of a type submit, and it's going to be size is icon, and disabled when there's no content. So we're going to do form.watch, and that is React hook forms.watch method, which allows you to watch for the value of the message input like we registered before. And if there's no value, so if we're going to put equals nothing, disable that. You can see that's disabled now. And so if I just type, you can see enabled, disabled. There we go. We are also going to give this in fact, let's come out of the form. We're going to have another button, and this button is going to be of variant, and it's going to be an outline. Inside the button we are going to have some text, and that's going to be new chat, and we're also going to have a plus icon. So let's wrap this in a span, and then let's add a plus icon from Lucid React, class name w5h5, and then let's just close that. So we've got a variant, let's give it a size of large, class name of p4 mt4 rounded full and bg background. Okay, and on click we want to take in the event. We want to do event.prevent default, and then we want to do window.location.reload. Simple as that. So we're basically just reloading the page so it refreshes the chat. Simple as that. Now we need to anchor this to the bottom. So we need to give this some styling, this wrapper component. So we're going to give it a style of fixed, inset, x 0, bottom 0. So now that's at the bottom. We can say wfull bg gradient to bottom from muted 30 from 0% to muted 30 to 50%, duration 300. Actually, we don't want to do that. Let's just 50%. Peer data state is equal to open. We're going to give it group LG PL 250px. Bit of a crazy one here, but we're going to do that. Data state equals open group XL PL 300px. So let's just see how this is looking. Okay, as you can see, it's still full width, which is why we need to now wrap this again. In fact, we want to wrap everything. Give this a class name of mxAuto sm max width 2xl. So that should now also give us a padding. It should now be a bit more aligned to the center. There we go. And then let's just do one more wrapper. Give it a px4.flex.justify center.flex call, which will make the new chat element, the new chat button should be full width. Space y 4.border t. Let's see where we're at. Okay, it's got a border. Just give it a shadow, large, BG background. We'll go rounded top, extra large, SM border, PY4, BG white. Let's see, how's it looking? Oh, looking good. So now you can see it's anchored to the bottom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got this action here which we don't need. Let's now start by doing our on submit handler. So the submit handler, actually you can infer the data that's coming in by doing this submit handler, which is a type from React hook form. And now we need to put in a type. So if I was to put in like message string, that will be the string there. But what I'd like to do is actually create a Zod schema. Const chat schema equals z.object message z.string .min Oh, let's import Zod. Min is going to be 1. Error message is going to be message is required. Not that we need that since we have the disable button on there, but nevertheless it's better to be safe than sorry. And then we've got this chat schema, so we want to infer the type from this. So we can export type chat input equals z.infer. We're going to do type of chat schema. Nice. Now that should be the same as what I put here. So let's just put chat input, and we can also add that to the type of the form, chat input, like that. Nice. Next we need to add, so we've got our type safe on submit handler. We can start by creating the logic in the on submit handler. So we can start by getting the value, and that is going to be from data.message, and we can trim that so that it's kind of any white space, get rid of that from either end, and then we can take the form ref.current and reset the input. So when the user presses submit, we get rid of the text. If no value, return, because if there's no value, what's the point of submitting it? Then it's as simple as bringing in some state, and we're going to get the state from UI state. So we're going to go const messages equals set messages, and we're going to import the use UI state from React RSC, and then we're going to just give this a type of AI, and AI is going to come from our actions, and that is the UI state that we discussed at the start of this video. Next, we're going to bring in the send message action. So const send message equals use actions. So that's another hook from the AI RSC package, and we're going to give that again type of AI. So we've got our action and we've got our messages. Now what we want to do is we want to set messages to current messages, so what's currently in the state, and then we want to return an array of a spread of current messages, and then the new message, which is going to be ID. We can give that a date.now, which is a number, give that a role of user because it's the user message that is being sent, and we're going to display a component, and we need to actually build that component. So let's go to components, let's create a new folder and just call it LLM. So that's anything to do with the LLM. We're going to give this one a name of message.tsx. Now this is going to be a user message, so export function user message, and it's going to take in the children, which is going to be the content that comes or streamed from the server, and that is going to be a React node. And then we'll return we're going to give that a div with a class name of group relative flex items start md minus ml12 for the icons. And then we'll add another div which will be flex h8 w8 shrink 0 select none item center justify, center, rounded, MD, border, shadow, SM, and BG background. We're going to import the user icon here from Lucid React. And then we're going to have another div which is going to be ML4 flex1 space y2 overflow hidden and px1. And in here we're going to put the children. So that's our user message. We're also going to create another couple of messages. We're going to do export function bot message, and that will take in the children and class name. And then we're going to return, need to give that children react, or actually let's just do react node, and class name is going to be of type string, make that optional, and then we can return something there. Let's just get back to that. What's going on? Oh yeah, so let's just fix this error by adding user message, and we're going to give it the value. Import that. So going back to our messages, we can continue creating the bot message. This is going to be div.group.relative.flex.items start.md -ml12. And actually we're going to wrap this in a CN, that utility from ShadCN. And we're going to put our class names here. Then we want, again, another icon. So we're just going to give this a different icon for the AI. We're going to give that a sparkle icon. And then similarly, we're going to give the message the children, like that. Now let's create another. So that's going to be export bot card with children and show avatar. Children React node. Oh, what's going on here? Export. Oh, I forgot function. Children and show avatar will be optional. I'll do Boolean. That will have a group.group return .group .relative .flex .item start. So basically the same as usual. MD -ml12. Item start MD -ml12. And then we're going to have .flex .h-8 .w8 select none items center justify center rounded MD border shadow SM BG primary text primary background. And then in here we're going to have a sparkle. And we're going to have ml4.flex1.px1. Bring the children in here. And let's make this conditional in the sense of if we show the avatar, we're going to style it slightly differently. So we'll have, if we don't show avatar, we're just going to have invisible. Finally, we are going to have the assistant message. So export function assistant message children React node. And then we're going to return .empty2 .flex.items center justify center gap to text extra small text gray 500. And then we're going to have another one which is going to have a max width of 600 px and flex initial px, or let's just do p2. Doesn't want to do it. Not ideal when that happens. Class name equals, get rid of that, and then children. Great, so we've got our assistant message, our bot card, our bot message, and our user message. Let's continue with the onSubmit handler. Now that we've got our user message shown as the first message, what we need to do now is we need to do a quick try catch block. Error, and if there's an error, console.error equals error. And what we want to do here is, why are we getting this error? Const response message const response message equals send message, which is our server action. We're going to pass in the value, which currently is undefined in the server action. And then we're going to set messages to current messages, an array, spread the current messages, and then the response message is the next one, like that. But as you can see, we're getting an error here, and it's because we're not awaiting this, and we don't have an async onSubmit handler. So we need to make sure that's sync. So current messages is not signable to UI state. That's fine, that should change soon. Let's just go to the current message function. Send message. Okay, now we can set up our send message function. And as you can see, what we're expecting here is some messages which are similar to this. So if we go to our send message and we go into the file and the action, we go up to our send message. What we want to do is we take in a message, right? We take in the user input, which is a string, and then we return a promise, which is an ID. Remember, this is the UI state. A role, this is the AI state. So the role is user or assistant, never system on the UI. And then the display is a React node. And we can just mimic this for now to get the TypeScript to work. ID, date.now, role, assistant, and display is just going to be, let's just do a p tag. Cool. So that should make that happy. Now we can actually start rendering out our messages here as well. Messages. And let's see if we get anything back. Just testing. Testing. Hello. There we go. So that's what happens. We press enter and it submits testing. And now if we try and enter, nothing else happens because there's nothing in there. That should be disabled. I'm not sure why that's not disabled. Maybe it was just the reset. Okay, so what's happening? When we put in testing as the user, we get back this user message, and it sets the messages as the user message and the response, which is, so the current message, which is the user message, and the response, which is this. Sorry, this. There, yeah, so we set the messages, we've got one here, and then we get the response message from send message. So let's look at send message again. Hello is the p tag. So we're returning a p element from the React server component. Now we need to start learning about how to implement the state and how to update the state, how to get the state. And we're going to do that in this single server action. So we start by getting the history, and we do that by using get mutable AI state. What is that? Get mutable AI state. Note that you must call done when finishing the AI state. Okay. So the get mutable AI state, if we go back here, let's just bring this across a bit. Let's go to overview. In fact, where is it? Create streamable UI, get mutable UI state. I think it's in here. Yeah. So updating AI state on the server. The AI state can also be updated on the server action with the get mutable AI state function, similar to get AI state, but it returns the state with the methods to read and update it. That's the big difference. So you can update the mutable AI state. You can see here we've got history, and now we want to update the history immediately with this, so it's in sync. So we want to update the history by getting the history. .get, so we get the history to update it with the existing history, and then we add the new history, which is role user, just like we did on the client, and content is going to be the message that is being sent in. Make sure that's still working. So hello, there we go. And the new chat button is working as well. Next, we need to set up tool calling. This is, oh, and we also forgot type of AI. So this is the most interesting part. We're going to do const reply equals await stream UI. And we're going to get the model, and that's going to be OpenAI. We actually need to get OpenAI from import OpenAI from @AI SDK OpenAI, like that. So we need to get this model, and that allows us to choose one of these. And we're going to go ahead and do GTP, the latest, GTP 4.0 2024, May 13th. So now we've got this stream UI, we've set up our model. Now we want to do messages. Role is going to be system. And do you remember the content that we created before? That's going to go here. And then we're going to have tool invocations as an empty array. We need to set this as core messages. So bear with me, let's do ... history.get, and then we're just going to ask as core message an array of core messages like that. Nice. So you can see we're streaming the UI. Now there's quite a bit more we need to do in this stream UI method. And that is going to be the first one, which is initial, is the initial state of the bot when you initially send the message. What does it return immediately? Well, it's going to return a bot message. That is one of the components we created before. Now this may seem odd to you, but we are basically setting a React server component here to the initial state. And that is the beauty of this. And then we can do loader2 from Lucid React, and we can just say class name is w5 animate spin stroke zinc 900, and then let's do class name here as well. Give that an items center, flex, shrink 0, select none, and justify center. There we go, that's our initial state. Next, we want to set up what happens when the message doesn't use function calling and it just wants to respond. Sorry, the LLM doesn't use a function and it just wants to respond with a message. So that's going to be the text parameter, or the text argument here. And that's going to have content and done. And it can be an arrow function. And we go if done, what we want to do is we want to do history.done. So that updates the, just like it said before, history, get mutable I state, get mutable. Note that you must call done when finishing updating the AI state. So that's what we're doing here. And then we spread the history, history.get, and then we pass in a role which is going to be assistant this time because it's the assistant responding, and then we give it the content. Now we want to return another React element, so we're going to do bot message again, and we're going to pass in the content here. So we're basically syncing up the state on the client and on the server of the AI and the chat history, etc., which is necessary for this to run and to work properly. Now the bit you've been waiting for, so tools, which were commonly known as functions or function calling, that is where you set them in tools. And you can, this is basically a record with a string and like the tool stuff here. So that's how the string is the name of the tool. And so do you remember we set the names down here? Get crypto pricing, get crypto stats. So we're going to use those names here. Get crypto price, get crypto stats. As you can see, it doesn't have the required parameters within the object, so it is not working. So that's just a TypeScript issue. For get crypto price, we're going to do description, get the current price of a given cryptocurrency. Use this to show the price to the user. And then we are going to add parameters. Now these need to be a Z object, so we're going to do z.object, and we are going to, the parameter is basically what the LLM decides. So giving this symbol a name and a description, so we're going to describe it here with z.string.describe. Giving it a name and a description allows the LLM, when it chooses this tool call, to determine, based on this description and the description of the parameter, what that parameter is going to be. The parameter is the output of the LLM based on the input. So when I say get me the price of, you know, the best cryptocurrency in the world, it will probably produce a symbol of BTC, right? So that's how this works, right? The parameter is the outputs from the LLM that are deterministic rather than probabilistic. Well, they are probabilistic as well, but they're more deterministic than they would be with just a normal text, which could be anything. So we're going to describe this by giving it a name. The name or the symbol, in fact, we just want to call it, we want to say the symbol of the given, or of the cryptocurrency, e.g. BTC, Sol, ETH. So that's it really, that's all you need. And then the final thing is probably the most important thing, is the generate function, which is, let's get back to that. Let's do get crypto stats quickly. So description is going to be get the market stats of a given cryptocurrency. Use this to show the stats to the user. And then the parameters are going to be z.object, and we want the name here. So we're going to go, we want the name in lowercase here, so we're going to go z.string.describe the name of the cryptocurrency in lowercase, e.g. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. So we're telling the LLM what we want as the name. In fact, let's rename that to slug, because that is what the Cat API requires, is the slug. So now we're going to get into the most interesting part of this, which is the generator. And the generator is actually a generator function. And we denote a generator function with an asterisk like that. And then we can open up the arguments, which is going to be the symbol. And it doesn't infer this, so we do need to say this is going to be a string. And then, as you can see, we've got our generator function, but because it's a generator function, it requires a yield keyword, and generate, like that. And then, yeah, you can see it's an async generator, and it's got some issues here. So let's just create the yield keyword like that. And then what we want to do, so the generator function iterates over each yield keyword and pauses until that's done. And then finally it will return the value. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to open up parentheses like that, and we want to return the bot card. And the bot card is something we created earlier. And then we want to return loading, like that. Why is this still shouting at me? Symbol, parameters, set.symbol. I think we need to return something here at the end. Let's just return null. Yeah, that's it. Return null for now. Okay. You can see in here we have tool call ID and tool call ID like that. And the symbol, let's have a look. Cool. So block hard loading, but we're going to come back later and we are going to create a skeleton basically for the loading. But for now, this gives me the perfect opportunity to show you how this works. So get crypto price. The only other thing we need to do here is add the temperature to 0. And then we can just give this reply.value. So that is this, the value of the reply. And so actually that should technically work. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can get this loading symbol. Also, we might as well, whilst we're at it, console.log the symbol to see if the LLM is working out the correct symbol. So you remember previously we gave it this message here. It should be able to determine what the symbol is based on the natural language that we put in. So maybe, I'm not sure how good it is, but get me the price of the best cryptocurrency in the world, or let's say the most well-established cryptocurrency in the world. Let's see if this works. So we should have a symbol here of BTC, I guess. Oh, one thing I did forget is the API keys. So I am going to paste in my API keys for everything. And I'm not going to show you this, but I'll create a .env.example. And you can see we've got these API keys. So the Binance API key, the Binance API secret, and the CoinMarketCap API key. So you'll need to get these from the various platforms. Let me just show you how that works. Binance API key. So you can get some tutorial here on how to create that. Pretty simple. CoinMarketCap also has good documentation. So you can go ahead and create an API key. I don't even think you necessarily need one. Actually, no, you do for this, you do. Although some of the APIs I don't think require an API key, but yeah, and then the OpenAI key, so that is going to be, you have to sign up for an OpenAI account, and you will need to, probably the most important one, so OpenAI API, and you've got some platform here, and then you can see we've got this, so platform.openai.com, and then you can go to my settings, and then you can go to your, where is it? Limits, billing, members, organization, project, possibly profile, security, user, your API keys, yeah, here. And you can generate them here. So you need to sign up for an account, go to platform.openai.com, and then go to settings, profile, and then you can go to user API keys and find those there. So I'll leave you to do that and paste those into your .env.local. And so I've just pasted them into my .env.local, and now I can bring them into here. So we can get rid of this next public example. We don't need that anymore. We can paste in those environment variables from the example, And we can get rid of that one. Actually keep that one. I want to copy all of these. And we want to do process.env like that. z.string, comma. Cool, and then if you want, you can do source.env.local, and that will refresh your API keys. Now you've got access to those API keys, and I'll cross that out, get rid of that. And we need to add our API key to OpenAI. API. So that should just infer it. Let's have a look. pdev. Get me the price of BTC. There we go, okay. So actually, the AI package, which I didn't even realize, but the AI package infers the environment variables. You don't even need to actually set it here. Makes sense, I just completely went over my head that, but yeah, so it looks like it's just picking it up from the environment. So you can see it's getting the symbol, and wonder if that works for get the best cryptocurrency price in the world, or get the price for the most popular cryptocurrency. Let's see. Ah, look, there we go. Symbol BTC. Cool. Next, what we want to do is we want to actually fire off a request to the Binance API. Const equals await Binance Binance. We actually need to create the Binance client. Import main client from Binance. And we want to do const Binance equals new main client API key, and it's going to be env dot import env from env like that, env.binance API key, API secret env.binance API secret. Okay, so we've got our Binance client. Can't resolve SOX proxy agent. Let's have a look. SOX proxy agent. What is this? Let's do await Binance dot get 24-hour change statistics. We want to symbol wants to be the symbol of the cryptocurrency, and then want to just do like that, and then USDT, so that gets the stats from the crypto. That Binance issue seemed to fix itself, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I just kind of ignored it. Const price, we're going to go for number stats dot last price like that. and then we're going to do the delta, const delta, which is the amount of the price change. So we're just going to do price change, whether that was negative or positive, and then we can divide the kind of delta by the total price and see how much percent the cryptocurrency went down or up by based on whether or not the price change was negative or positive. Then we do await sleep, and we actually need to create the sleep function. That's basically going to be a const sleep equals new equals function ms, and that's going to be a number. It's going to return a new promise. Going to resolve with a set timeout. Of resolve and milliseconds. The reason we do that is because we want to just delay it by 1,000 seconds. And we can actually bring this into our utils. Sorry, 1,000 milliseconds. So a second, not 1,000 seconds. That'd be a long time. Let's have a look. Lib utils. Let's just export sleep and then import that here. And so why do we do that? We just want to show a loading interface. And so why do we do that? We just want to show a loading interface for 1,000 seconds, 1,000 milliseconds. Then, so that's this loading interface here, loading. Then we do history.done. Remember, we always have to call history.done. We get .history.get, and then we add our new message, which is going to be role assistant. Name is going to be the name of the get crypto price, name of the tool that we're calling, and then the content is going to be, remember in the content the initial system message we said, if this happens, price of symbol, in the brackets, price of, let's get rid of this, price of symbol equals price. Okay. Finally, we can actually return the content which we want to return, which is going to be a bot card again. And for now, we're just going to return the price. My typing is not good tonight. Okay, and let's just do the delta as well. Okay, so what we need to do still is we need to create a loading skeleton and the UI for the bot card, which is actually going to be the price component, the component that we want to show to the user for the price, which I showed you at the beginning. So let's try and see if this works. So get me the price of Solana. Boom. So you saw it showed the loading initially. It showed a spinner initially, which is the initial. Then it showed the loader for the component, which was the loading text. And then finally it showed the price and the delta, which means it's gone up by 2.81, and that's the current price. I'm not sure what's going on with this bot message icon here. Let's have a look. Sparkle, show avatar. Oh, maybe it's because let me have a look. What is this? Needs to be a better. Okay, that'll do. So we've got that set up, and now the plan is to create some more components for loading and for rendering the UI, so we can put this price and the delta in a component. And what we're going to do is we're going to use something called v0.dev to do that. I'm going to open this screen here, and since we're using pretty much everything to do with Vercel, we're going to go to v0.dev and we're going to create a component using AI. So we're going to write in here, I've got a subscription to this v0.dev, and I'm going to write in here, create a small bento style component. Bento is like the Apple kind of design. Create a small bento style component that renders, that displays the price, percentage increase or decrease, and the close date of a cryptocurrency. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. So let's see, Bitcoin, close date. Quite like this one. Let's do add the symbol to the component. Add the Bitcoin ticker to the component somewhere. No, we don't want. Okay, let's just go back. History. Oh, we've chosen that one now. Let's try again. Create a component that displays a cryptocurrency symbol at the top, price below, the close date below that, and the price percentage change on the right. Let's see if that gets it. Okay, that's not too bad. Not my favourite. Let's have a look. Move this element below the price. Although I'm not sure if that's going to work, thinking about it. No. Okay, let's just go with that for now. Code. So what we can do is we can use this command and we can go into our we're still getting that SOX proxy agent issue, which I will debug in a minute, but for now let's just add this component. So what we can do here, loading a bit slowly there, is go bunx v0 add, and then let's call it the price. Okay, let's take a look. So it should have added some to our components, UI, or no, here, price. Okay, get rid of this. Let's rename that to price with a capital P. You can see it's created a card UI here, which is Shad UI, and then we've got our content. And this icon, where's that coming from? Here. Let's just remove that and add calendar icon from Lucid. Okay, let's test this to see what it looks like. Put it here, price. Start this again. Okay, we can fiddle around with this, but it looks pretty good actually. Let's put it in the chat list. And let's just remove this for now. Cool, let's see, let's style this a little bit better. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Don't really need to change much here. What do we need to add as props? So interface, price, props. We're going to have the symbol, which is a string. We're going to have the close date or date. Actually, close date can just be today. Let's just do new date. Or actually format with date functions, new date, and then we'll do MMM, DO, HHH, SSAA. Yeah, June 9th, 11, let's just do that for now. And then what we also want is the price, which can be a string or that'll be a number, and the delta, which is also going to be a number. Price, we can actually create a component, a tool in here, a function called format price ts, and then we can export const format price equals price number, and then we want to return price dot to local price dot, what is going on, array, price dot return price dot to local string. We're going to do enus, and we're going to give this a style of currency. Currency is going to be USD, and currency display is going to be symbol. We can use that here. Format price, and we're going to put in the price like that. And then the delta, we can come back to that. So let's just give this, so props is going to be price props, and it's going to equal default props, which we are going to create. Symbol BTC price delta minus. Okay, so we can just expand that, const price symbol and delta equals props. that to symbol. What are we doing here? Price is not. What is going on? Why is it doing that? Price cannot read properties of undefined. Price is there. We've got the default. Refresh. No. Let me see. It's just console log price. Price is undefined. That might be because props is equal to default props. Just console log props. Props is empty. Very confused here. Must be missing something obvious. Symbol's not coming through. None of the props are coming through. Props is equal to default. Price props is equal to default props. Why? Why is that? Must be something stupid that I've missed. Let's just use chat. Actually, let's just go default props React 18. Okay, forget it. I will just do price, symbol, and delta, and I will just define them like this. Give this price props. Price is declared but value is never read. There we go. That should work. Okay. Format price is not defined. Cool, that looks good. Oh, a bit too many 6 9s there. Okay, with the delta is the amount that it's changed by within the last 24 hours. And what we want to do is we want to basically take this, and even though it says green here, we want to actually add a class name. And give this, if the delta is more than 0, more than 0, what the hell is going on here? Text green 400, otherwise text red 400. similar to this. BG red. Like that. Then we want to do delta more than 0. I want to go plus or that, and we want to open up parentheses there, and we want to do delta divided by price times 100 dot toFixed, and we want to do 2, and then we can come out of that and we do percent like that, and that should give us the percent. And then after that we can actually, let's just, yeah, so that should be fine. So we've got the close date, we've got the price, we've got the symbol, and we have the percentage. Cool, now we can remove that and go back to our actions. Render this component, price, put in the price, and the delta, and the symbol, and then see if it works. Although Binance is playing a weird game here, what's going on? No, maybe I need to go to layout and do export const dynamic equals force dynamic. No. Port trace. Let's see if we can debug this together. We are not using Binance in the browser though. Layout, actions, Binance. Oh, it's because is it because my action is, no. So let's just remove Binance. Add Binance. Okay, I'm going to try a different package. Node Binance API. Let's try that. Let's have a look. P-add. Cool, Binance, let's try this. Node Binance API. And let's do Binance, new Binance, dot options. Import env from env. make sure env.mjs is all set up correctly. That looks good. Server, runtime, Binance API key, yep, all good. Source.env.local. Okay, Binance, let's see. Let's see if this has the one we're looking for, 24-hour change. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's try and refresh. Let's just go back quickly. See if it has anything to do with that. Oh, not getting it now. That was me running source.env.local. Maybe it wasn't finding the environment variables, although that would be weird. Let's see. So what we're expecting now is the Binance API to find the correct information, stats, and then to see the loading UI, and then to see the actual price element that we just created. So let's do that. Get me the price of Ethereum. Nice, that's good. So it worked. Looks like the environment variables had not been refreshed. That's what I guess it was. That seems to be working fine now then. The only thing we need to do is implement a loading card. So we will do that, and we can do that by going back to v0.dev. And we can go to our generations, and we can just basically say replace the ticker or the symbol, close date, and price change percentage to loading skeletons. Cool, so let's copy this. Again, bunx v0 add, and then let's just copy that to here. Let's call it price skeleton. So now we should have a price skeleton here. In fact, we can move these into our LLM folder. Update import, yes. And let's call skeleton, price skeleton. And let's just see what it looks like when we load it here. Or actually, let's go into our page, our chat list, comment this out, and let's just put it into here, price skeleton. See how it looks. Start the server. Okay, need to add that padding, PT4, 5, 6, and I think I'm happy with that. So that's the skeleton we are going to load before that component renders. Let's have a look. Price skeleton. Cool. Show me the price of BTC. Very good. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're going to start with the get crypto stats. We're going to have a generator function, generate, and it's going to be async function like that, with it making it a generator, and this time we're taking in the slug as the parameter. The slug is going to be a string, and similarly we'll do the yield keyword, which yields the bot card, and a skeleton, which we will just use as loading for now. Then what we want to do is we want to do const URL equals new URL, and we want to use this API, which is the CoinMarketCap API. So we want to do api.coinmarketcap.com/data-api/v3/cryptocurrency/detail. So that's the URL. Now we want to set some parameters to filter out what we need. So search params, url.searchparams.append, and this is all in the documentation for CoinMarketCap API. The slug is going to be the slug that's sent by the LLM, which is the name of the cryptocurrency in lowercase. Then we have url.searchparams.append, and that's going to be limit because we only want one. We don't want to return, there's thousands of bitcoins, so we just want the number 1. And then we want to sort the cryptocurrencies by the market cap, because we want the best cryptocurrencies. When you search for one, you're probably searching for a symbol or a name that is probably one of the most popular ones, not one of the thousands of very unknown cryptocurrencies. So now we're going to write a fetch request, await fetch URL, and we're going to give that some headers. We're going to give it accept application JSON content type application JSON and x-cmc _ pro _ API _ key. Although I'm not even sure we need this, to be honest. I think we could actually remove it. Don't even think we need it. Let's test that in a minute. And then if no response.ok, we want to return bot message and crypto not found. And then we also want to history.update or history.done. Let's just copy this from up here. Crypto not found. And this is get crypto stats. And then we can actually const response equals await response.json. In fact, let's just call that JSON. And then we can cast this type. It's going to be data, ID, number, name, string, symbol, string, volume, number, volume change percentage, 24 hours, number, statistics is going to be rank, number, total supply, number, market cap, number, market cap dominance, number. Cool. Let's just make this a bit simpler. So we'll do const data equals res.data, or sorry, json.data. And const stats equals res or json.data.statistics. And then let's just create our market stats. So const market stats equals name. It's going to be data.name, volume, data.volume, volume change percentage 24 hours. It's going to be data. Let's just copy that. rank, stats.rank, market cap, stats.marketcap, total supply, stats.total supply, dominance is going to be market cap dominance, stats.marketcap dominance. Then we can return, and we can also do this. That will be, let's have a look what we did before. Stats of symbol. Do we have symbol? Yeah. Data.symbol. I actually want to do a sleep function before this. Await sleep 1000. And then return the bot card. Stats. Actually, yeah, we can just do market stats for now. Actually, how do we print an object? I've forgotten how to do that. Print object pre-JavaScript. Pre, can we do that? Okay, let's just, yeah, that's the one. Okay. Market stats. Okay, that's good. Then we can create the components once we know this is working. Okay, let's use it. Hey, what can you do? Okay, can't do much. Oh, generate slug, what is going on here? Return bot card. Wasn't that? Am I missing something obvious? Probably. Async function, slug string, yield bot card. Const URL. If no response to OK. Let's just delete all this quickly. Still giving the generate incorrect. Okay. Ah, that'll be what it is. It's not even in the right place. There we go. Moved it up one. Nice. Maybe that makes it work. Let's see. Hey, what can you do? There we go. Okay. I can help you with the following. Get price of cryptocurrency. Just tell me the symbol Bitcoin. Get stats for Bitcoin. Nice. That's given me the market stats. which are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, nice. That's everything. Now, dominant. Okay, we want to create a component now for that. So let's go back to v0.dev and let's say new generation, create a sleek and modern UI for a component that shows the statistics of a cryptocurrency, specifically name, volume change percentage, rank, market cap, total supply, and dominance. That is pretty damn good. Not a huge fan. Yeah, no. I think this one's the best. Let me say remove the avatar icon from the top right. Just keep the name. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, cool. Nice. Let's go to code, copy that, get out of that, and then we want to do bunx v0 add, and we're going to call this stats. Nice, and now we can also, well, let's just check it's there. Stats, there we go. And we can get rid of this. And there we go, that looks good. And then we also want to create the loading component. So we're going to do change all the values, name, rank, volume, just do change all the values to skeleton, loading skeletons. We could technically pass the, yeah, let's have a think. Let's just keep it like that for now. So, stats skeleton. Okay, let's move these to LLM. Let's have a look at what they look like on the UI. Stat skeleton can be changed. Let's first of all look at stats. So we're going to go to our chat list. Going to remove this again, and we're going to bring that in. So stats, and then we're going to set that up. Nice, stats look good. Now we want to do interface props, stats props, and then we can go back to our actions, we can get our interface here. We can remove all of these. And we can call this number. Most of them are numbers, except from this string. And then we can do basically name is equal to Bitcoin, volume is equal to 1235, volume change percentage, we can do 20.5, rank 1, market cap, something like 1 trillion, so I don't even know how many zeros that is. Total supply is equal to 21 million. And then dominance 50. Okay. Name, rank, format, price. What is that? Sorry. What are we looking for here? That's the price. Is that the price? Volume. Volume change is going to be the same as our price, which we have for the delta. Bring in CN. Volume change 24 hours. And we can also just put that here. Volume change 24 hour. Similarly to the price, we can, if the delta is more than 0 plus otherwise negative, which is actually going to be that. And we don't need to, let's do wfit px2 rounded md, it's better, py1, pi2, no, py1, py 0.5, okay. Volume change and market cap is going to be format price, market cap, total supply, let's just do total supply, dominance is going to be dominance, always a positive number. Be nice to put this into the trillions, to be honest. Yeah, leave it at that anyway. Don't have to show the decimal figure, so let's just change this to maximum fraction digits 0. There we go. Okie dokie, looks good. Now we just want to put that into here. Stats, and we can just spread that market stats. That should work. Get rid of this. Uncomment that. And then let's try it. Give me mcap of Ethereum. Boom. It's got a double negative here. Let's have a look. Stats. just because it already does it. That's fine. Didn't even need to do that, but that's good. So volume, we've got our market cap, our total supply. Let's just make that 2 fixed. To actually go 0. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Now we just want to show the loading UI, so stat skeleton, which is here. Stats skeleton. And probably the stat skeleton can take in the name, string. The rest of it is fine. Maybe we can put a skeleton here of, don't know. I guess we're gonna have to look at this again. Let's have a look at chat list. Stats skeleton. Name equal to Bitcoin. Rank looks good. Let's do width 16, 24. Volume, yeah, 32. There we go. Okie dokie, there we go. Happy with that. And we can put in the slug here, slug for the name, because that will immediately return the data. But we need to wait for the API to get the rest of the data. So that should actually work. Let's have a look. Might be in lowercase, but oh well. So let's see. Get me the stats for Solana. Boom. There it is. Solana isn't even in lowercase, which is great. Nice, nice, nice. And I think that is pretty much it for this tutorial. Yeah, you can chat with it. So, hey, what is one of the most popular cryptocurrencies in terms of futures trading? One of the most popular cryptocurrencies in terms of futures is Bitcoin. So it's just you know, it is a LLM and it renders these UIs. So let's do show me the price of Doge. Boom. That's it. As you can see, it is working as expected. The price of Doge is not working as expected. Let's have a look why that isn't. Action. Make sure we're not doing something wrong here. What is the price of Doge? 0. Symbol, what are we getting here? Stats. What are we passing? Stats dot last price. Last price 0.14. Must be something. Oh, it's because it's a string. I need to make this a number, I think. No. Oh, it's because of the 2 fixed thing. Okay. My bad. Format price. Where are we? Maximum fraction digits, that'll be why. Yeah, so there's some strange issues, but you can fix them, obviously. What is the price of Doge? Yeah, that's better. Cryptocurrencies do have crazy prices, and you know, there are billions of like decimal places, so I mean, yeah. But that's pretty much it. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a comment. If you'd like more like this, AI related stuff, please let me know. And if you have any alternative suggestions, also please let me know. And thank you for listening.